leaving.
Thank heavens.
Who?
Daniel Makepeace Jennings, world's most difficult patient.
Now, let's have a little compassion here. The guy's just getting over a heart attack.
Listen, if I was his heart, I'd attack him myself. Do you know he actually pinched me?
You too?
Ich kann Ihnen den blauen Fleck zeigen.
Von Station 6 bitte die Anmeldung anrufen. Eine Schwester von Station 6 bitte die Anmeldung anrufen.
Mr. Jennings?
Enter at your own risk. Don't you ever knock?
I did knock, Mr. Jennings.
Yes, and made quite a racket, too. You know, a poet's nervous system is a finely tuned precision instrument. You're not supposed to just...
Easy, sir. Remember your heart. Shall we?
Who sat in that thing before me? Some decomposing derelict with a bell around his neck?
Yes, sir, but the bell was very clean. Can I help you?
I am not traveling in that vomitous vehicle. At these prices, I should have a gilded sedan chair with 6 Nubian slaves.
Hospital rules, sir. If we don't wheel you out, you don't leave at all.
Giddy app.
The guy is a genius. I mean it, John. They should give him a Nobel Prize.
They don't give a Nobel Prize in accounting.
Anyway, all my tax problems are solved. I'm no longer Stanley Riverside M.D. I'm now Stanley Riverside Inc., a medical corporation.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's really a wonderful opportunity, John.
Leaving, Mr. Jennings?
A moment too soon.
So we'll be diversifying. See, we'll be getting into real estate, for example. This may sound far out to you, but how about an amusement park with a medical theme? Instead of having a roller coaster, we could have a car rocketing through a giant replica of the human gullet. All the thrills and spills of the alimentary canal. Isn't that great?
Just don't tell me the big finish.
Hey, Trapper.
Good morning, Doctor.
I've been looking for you. If you don't mind, Dr. Gates. Anyway, John, the point of all this is that I need officers for my corporation. See, I'll be president, of course, and Dad will be secretary-treasurer, but we need a vice president to make it legal. How about it?
I'm sorry, Stanley. I'm just not the executive type.
You need a vice president, Stanley. I'm available.
Please.
My vice president at least would wear a tie.
Stop! Listen to me! Listen to me! I see ya! Hit the dirt! All there, hit the dirt, I said!
It's Mr. Jennings. He's been shot.
Get down! See? Don't move a muscle! Or I'll pull your head off! You stay! Stay! Nobody move! Down! Okay, Bob, freeze!
The bullet went in the right side. There seems to be a little bleeding. There's no exit wound, so it's still in there.
You going in after it?
I don't know. We'll need some x-rays. Besides, he's in no condition for surgery now. What are his vital signs, Doctor?
Pulse 98, pressure 112/74.
Type and cross him for 4 units of blood.
Make it 6.
4. And I'll need a complete set of films on the abdomen, a thoracic and lumbosacral spine series. He's not moving his legs too well, and I want a neurosurgeon to look in on this.
I'll notify Holloway.
No, talks too much. Call Overly.
What about his heart condition?
Overly's?
Jennings, he had a coronary a few weeks ago.
Right, well, we'll just have to take it one step at a time. How's the guy who did the shooting?
Leg wound, not too bad. Security guard's okay, too. Said the guy jumped him from behind, took his gun and knocked him silly.
Aber was war denn da draußen eigentlich los?
Worst firefighter I've ever seen. Never get out in one piece. I gotta get out. Gotta get out.
Miss Brancusi, are you certain that these restraints are secure?
Yes, sir. I checked them twice.
Choppers. What the hell are the choppers?
Let's give him another 10 milligrams.
Yes, sir.
They don't make these restraints like they used to. How bad? Well, he's not too serious. There doesn't seem to be any vascular or neurologic deficit. He has lost some blood.
Everywhere. It's everywhere, man.
Poor fool's not making any sense. Who is he anyway?
Name's Frank Maxwin. He's an orderly here.
An orderly? Huh, no wonder.
Surrounded. Charlie's got us surrounded.
Listen to that. He keeps... What is it? Is this Charlie someone you know?
Yeah, it just might.
No, I don't care what her mother says. She can't have chicken soup for dinner tonight. Her gallbladder will not tolerate it, neither will I.
McIntyre?
That's right.
Lieutenant Bennett. Homicide. You got a minute?
Sure, sit down.
It's okay. Anything you can add to what I've got that might help?
I'm afraid not.
Did you witness the shooting?
Well, some of it.
Ich habe absolut keine Ahnung, warum sie stattfand.
Could be a simple revenge motive.
Oh, how so?
Well, according to your personnel records, the suspect was fired this morning. The guy gets canned, takes it out on his employer. When can I take him in?
Well, you'll have to ask Dr. Gates. He's handling the case.
Later this afternoon? Tonight? When?
No, Lieutenant. I'm afraid it can't be that soon. The patient's been heavily sedated. And
we don't have forever, Doc.
And neither do I. As a matter of fact, I'm due in surgery right now.
Listen, McIntyre, we've got a right to expect your full cooperation.
And we expect yours. As soon as the patient is well enough to be moved, we'll let you know. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
Hey. What's going on? What is this? Hey! Somebody? Anybody? What are you doing to me? Hey! Get me out of this thing. What am I doing here? Get me out of this!
It's okay, I'll handle it.
Who are you?
My name's Gates. I'm a doctor.
Why am I tied up like this?
Easy, Frank. Just take it easy. I'll loosen him up. You're in San Francisco Memorial Hospital. We're treating this bullet wound on your leg.
Bullet wound?
It's not serious. You should be walking on it in a few days.
How did it happen?
You don't remember?
No. Who's the creep that shot me?
One of our security men.
Security men?
You don't remember anything about this morning?
You tell me what's going on.
All right. You knocked out one of our guards, stole his gun, and started shooting up the parking lot.
You're crazy. I'll never do that. You're doing a number on me, right?
No, Frank, it's the truth. I was there. So were a lot of other people.
Those other people. Did I mean, was anybody hurt?
A man named Daniel Jennings. He's in critical condition.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Frank, has anything like this ever happened before?
No. Not like this. Never like this. Has anybody told my wife yet?
We've been trying to reach her.
Look, do me a favor. I don't want to see her. Just send her home, okay?
Frank, I can't do that.
I don't want to see her. Ain't another patient here. Haven't I got that right?
All right. I'll see what I can do. How long were you in Nam?
2 years. How'd you know I was in Nam?
Just a hunch.
You Gates?
Yeah.
Bennett, homicide. How's he doing?
About what you'd expect.
I'm taking him in, Doc.
Not tonight. I won't allow it.
No, now, come on, Doc.
Look, every patient heals at his own pace.
We got our pace, too. I'm giving you 72 hours. After that, he's all mine.
If he's well enough.
What are you fighting me for, Gates? That guy's like a time bomb in there. You may have a killer on your hands.
Oh? I didn't know he'd killed anyone.
Just give him enough time. He'll get around to it. 72 hours. That's it.
Sie sehen heute schon viel besser aus, Mr. Jennings.
Temperatur normal, Doktor.
Gut.
Ich bin überrascht, dass Sie so viel Feingefühl haben und oral messen.
Es war eine glänzende Gelegenheit, Sie für einige Minuten mundtot zu machen.
Wie können Sie es wagen, so mit mir zu reden?
Also, Mr. Jennings, Sie sollten sich jetzt lieber ruhig und still verhalten.
Völlig unmöglich, meine Liebe. Ich beabsichtige, dieses verdammte Krankenhaus zu...
This hospital and the prospects are extremely exciting. The very idea gives me a reason for living.
You're not very grateful, are you?
Grateful. If it wasn't for this disgusting place, my life wouldn't be in jeopardy.
That's right. You'd be dead.
Was it, that close?
Mm-hmm.
I want the truth, Doctor. Am I gonna die?
Well, not if I can help it. I'm going to lie to you, Mr. Jennings. Your legs are weak because the bullet lodged in your spine. Now, you've had some internal bleeding, which created pressure on the spinal cord. Now, the neurosurgeons haven't fully evaluated your condition yet, but so far everything is stable.
I'll just make me well enough to appear in court.
I'm Mrs. Maxwin. Could I see my husband, please?
You got some ID, man?
X-ray technician on call. Please call the emergency room. X-ray technician, call the emergency room.
Okay, you can go in.
Frank?
What are you doing here?
I came to see you.
Okay. You saw me. Now go on home.
Frank, stop it. I love you. I want to help.
Help? For what? So I can put a bullet in somebody else? Next time it could be you. Or a kid.
You wouldn't do that, Frank. I know you too well.
You don't know me at all. I don't even know me. Look, May, you're not doing yourself or Jenny any good by staying with me. So why don't you do yourself a favor and just get out of my life? Now, what is it going to take to convince you?
Nothing is ever going to convince me about that.
Well, I'm all through talking about it. Nurse, guard, somebody, anybody!
What are you doing, for heaven's sake?
Guard, get in here!
Stop it!
Hey!
What's going on?
Get this woman out of here. She doesn't belong here. Now get her out of here.
Sorry, ma'am, you'll have to go.
Frank, you're not making any sense.
Tag, Collins. In diesem Blatt behauptet ein Dermatologe aus Genf ein Mittel gegen Glatze zu haben.
Kluger Kopf.
Versuchen nur zu helfen.
Bitte beim Beförderer melden. Dr. Olin, report to the burn ward.
Is that,
Frank Maxwin's wife.
Mrs. Maxwin? I'm Dr. Gates.
Yes, I'm just terrific. I'm sorry. I feel like such a child.
Come on. I know a place where we can weep and wail and carry on like crazy. More what?
No, thank you. Oh, well, maybe a little. He wasn't always like this. With Frank and me. We used to be happy together. Really happy.
What changed it?
The war, I guess. When he got back from Vietnam, he was different. Moody, tired. He'd snap at me for no reason at all. And then he'd go for days without saying a word to anybody. It got so bad he couldn't even keep a job. And then it got worse. He began to get violent.
With you, too?
He really scared me sometimes. And I was scared for Jenny, our daughter. Three or four times I just picked Jenny up and walked out on her.
But you always came back.
I love him.
And listen to me, Mrs. Maxwell, this is important. After any of those incidents, did you ever get the impression that Frank didn't remember what he'd done?
Yes, I did. Once he hit me in the face really hard. I was all bruised. The next day, when he saw it, he couldn't even remember he did it.
He wasn't bluffing?
No, you don't know Frank. He doesn't bluff very well.
That could be an important point in his defense.
Do you think a judge would believe me?
We'll have to make him believe you.
How?
I don't know yet, but I'm working on
it. You're being unreasonable, Lieutenant. The deadline isn't going to make Maxwell recover any faster.
It still stands. You got a little over 48 hours.
Why all the pressure?
There's pressure all the way down the line. The DA's office wants a conviction in this case, and so do I.
Hey, Trapper, I've got something on the Maxwell case. Hi.
Keep talking. Never mind me.
I think we've got another one of those post-combat problems, Vietnam syndrome.
Politics.
Medicine, Lieutenant. Lots of our veterans have these flashbacks. It takes them back to a combat situation, and, well, we've documented quite a few cases.
And it all fits this case. Now, I talked to Maxwell yesterday, and he doesn't remember anything about the shooting.
The guy's building a defense. I've seen it 100 times.
And this morning I talked to his wife.
There's an impartial witness.
Now, she said that Frank's behavior changed after he got back from Nam. Depression, lethargy, sudden flashes of violence, memory loss, the post-combat thing, right down the line.
Check with Schoenberg in psychiatry and see if he knows how to verify this one.
Verify what? Any vet who gets into hot water can pull that dodge. I do it myself.
When you get your medical degree, Lieutenant, we'll accept your lousy opinions.
What's the matter with him?
He cares.
Listen, Doc. This town is crawling with killers, and I mean murderers, man, who got out on technicalities. Well, I'm fed up to here with them and their wiseacre lawyers.
Maybe you should try building some stronger cases.
Don't give me that bleeding heart talk, Doc. I saw my own wife get shot down on the street right in front of me. And I saw the creep who killed her walk out of the courtroom laughing. Free as the air.
John?
Later, Stanley. Got a lunch date.
What's happening with that killer on 4 West? Is he still here?
He didn't kill anybody.
Oh, he certainly tried, John. It does not behoove this hospital to harbor the criminal element. I might have to speak to my father about this.
Give him my love.
Oh, John, is that any way for a future corporate vice president to talk?
Stanley, I told you I'm not interested.
Not even for 5 shares of my stock?
Nope. Sorry.
John, it's demeaning to haggle like this.
Hey, Trapper. I just talked to Schoenberg.
Being a psychiatrist, Gates, doesn't surprise me.
This is for a patient, Stanley.
Sure it is. May I say on behalf of the entire staff, Dr. Gates, how brave it is of you to face up to your problem.
Stanley, will you please shut up? Now, what'd he say?
Well, I laid it all out for him, and he agrees it sounds like a post-combat.
Actually, I thought you were functioning reasonably
He wants
well.
to use hypnosis.
Not
Did
great,
you tell
of course,
Maxwell?
but well.
No, not yet.
Well, let's tell him.
Why Maxwell? Why bother him with your psychoses? He's got enough problems of his own.
No way. I don't want any part of it.
Look, Frank, maybe you don't understand.
Maybe you don't understand. All I want is to be left in peace. Can you understand that?
Frank, listen to me. There's a very angry cop out there who is determined to build a strong case against you. Now, this might just be the defense you need.
I didn't ask for it.
You want to spend the rest of your life in jail?
Maybe that's where I belong. At least I won't shoot anyone.
What the hell's the matter with you? We're trying to help.
I don't want any help. Not from you or anyone else. Can you buy that? I don't want your do-good ideas. I don't want any head shrinker messing around with my brains. I just want to be left alone. Got that? Alone.
Er starb, und seine Seele breitete ihre Flügel aus, ließ eine tiefe, tiefe Lücke zurück. Und ein weiter Mantel der Dunkelheit umfing die Starrheit, die Ödheit, die Schwachheit, die Glattheit.
Entschuldigen
die
Sie bitte. Die
Schönheit.
Besuchszeit ist seit 20 Minuten vorbei. Sie müssen gehen.
Aber sie hat den Vortrag ihrer Ode noch nicht beendet. Poeticus interruptus, das ist hier nicht die Frage. Fahre fort, mein Liebling.
Die Torheit, die Verrücktheit.
Warum sind diese
Ich
Leute
habe
auf dem
versucht, Sie
Zimmer?
rauszuschmeißen, Doktor.
Dieses Krankenhaus ist von Kulturbanausen besetzt. Sie haben kein Verständnis für die erhabenen Gaben der Muse Polyhymnia.
Das Treffen der Dichtergesellschaft ist hiermit beendet. Raus.
Auf Wiedersehen, meine Liebe. Dank dir. Dank dir von Herzen. Oh, mein Liebling, ich liebe deine Sonette. Danke, danke.
Oh.
Wiedersehen. Kommt wieder. Bitte kommt wieder. Ja, ja.
Dr. Sidrons, bitte Immobilie anrufen. Dr. Karl Sidrons, Immobilie anrufen.
Philister.
You deserve everything my attorneys are planning for you. We intend to bring this hospital to its scabby knees.
Well, before you litigate us to death, I want to show you an X-ray.
How delightful. I'll take a dozen 8x10 glossies.
Very funny. I want you to understand your condition, Mr. Jennings. Now, as you can see, this is your spine. And right here, that's the bullet.
Little devil's nestled right up there, isn't it? Have your neurosurgeons decided what to do about it?
Oh, yes. They want to go in, take out the bullet, remove the blood clot. Because if they remain, you could be permanently paralyzed.
Paralyzed?
From the waist down.
Oh, dear. That's my favorite half. Well, if surgery's the only answer.
Well, it's not that simple. You see, your heart condition may cause some complications.
Dangerous?
Yes.
Well, you've given me some delightful options. Paralysis or death.
Or a complete cure. But you have to decide if the gamble is worth it.
Strange, all of a sudden I don't feel angry anymore. Just, very alone. As if I should have a wife, or a kid, or somebody to beg me not to have the operation, or insist that I do have it. Somebody who actually cares. When do you want my answer?
Soon. Preferably tomorrow morning.
What do you mean, tomorrow?
I'm getting a lot of static from upstairs. Now, they want Maxwell in the jail ward at General by tomorrow. That's it. How's Jennings?
It's a most difficult case. What's your interest in Jennings?
I want to know if there's going to be a murder rap coming out of this.
That's a bit morbid, isn't it?
Just doing my job, Doc. Now, what gives with Maxwell? Has he had that session with the shrink?
No, not yet.
Stalling for time, right?
Who told you that?
I know how these phonies think. He's afraid he'll be found out.
There's good reason to believe that he's telling the truth.
Oh, you guys slip, you know. A man goes around shooting people, you treat him like a martyr. Now, Gates, I can understand. He's a kid, a hothead, a veteran. But you...
Excuse me, Dr. Riverside. Just the man I want to see.
I am, really?
You will excuse us, Lieutenant.
Sure, go ahead. I'll be around.
What's with that policeman? I hope he's getting the killer out of here.
No, not yet.
John, if you continue to protect that criminal, I can't possibly let you be my vice president.
Good.
You really don't want to be my vice president?
Stanley, I thought I explained all that to you.
You're missing a great opportunity. This corporation can make a killing for both of us.
That's not what I went to medical school for.
It isn't? I just heard they're carting you off to jail tomorrow.
Big deal.
So what I was going to tell you tomorrow, I'll tell you now. Namely that you're a crud. A AAA #1 unadulterated crud.
Who's arguing?
Listen, when I was in Nam, the one thing nobody ever forgave was when you let a buddy down. When you let him go to bat for you without giving him any support. So I went out on a limb for you, man. Way out. And I don't want any thank yous, but I didn't figure you'd just sit back and lie to me.
I didn't lie to you.
No recollection of the shooting like hell.
Hey, man, that's the truth.
If it was true, you wouldn't be chicken on this hypnosis deal. You just don't want to be exposed as a fake.
Got it all wrong, Doc. I didn't lie to you. I swear. It's just... Look, I've been going right down the drain for about 10 years, dragging my wife and kid with me.
And you're going to help him by rotting in some prison, is that it?
Don't you understand? After what happened yesterday, I can't trust myself anymore. I've got to figure that maybe prison's where I belong. At least it won't hurt anyone anymore. My wife, she can start her life over again. Without me dragging her down.
Frank, I think I misjudged you. You're even a bigger crud than I thought you were. You make all this noise about helping your family, but all you really want to do is dump them. Bail out on them.
Wait a minute.
It's a cop-out, man. A sleazy, self-pitying cop-out, and Buster, it makes me sick.
Dr. McIntyre, I've made my decision. I've decided to have the surgery.
It's a courageous choice, Mr. Jennings.
Yes, I'm rather proud of it myself. It takes a crisis like this to force one to examine one's life. In total, mine adds up to some unimpressive iambic pentameter and a few dirty limericks, hardly worth saving at all.
I wouldn't say that.
Oh, I would. And I did. But since it's the only life I have at the moment, it's become rather precious to me. So I've decided to live it to the utmost, unparalyzed and undead. If nothing else, it might improve my poetry. Keep that in mind, will you, when you operate?
I'll be sure and tell Dr. Gates.
Gates?
Oh, yeah, well, he's the one who's going to be doing the job along with our neurosurgical team.
Dr. Gates, if I recall, is approximately 11 years old.
12. Well, he's big for his age. And the best qualified of anybody I know for this kind of work.
You sure?
Oh, yeah. He was a combat surgeon for over a year. And he's done more of these than most doctors get to see in a lifetime.
But if he fails, my future as a poet is doomed. It's a heavy weight for a young man to carry.
He can handle it.
what I can.
Dr. Gates. Come on in. Cocktail hour. Bordeaux is excellent. Monterey Jack has achieved perfect ripeness.
And you're operating tomorrow, 10 a.m. Daniel Jennings.
Jennings? Trapper, that guy has a heart condition. I think we should wait till he's stronger.
The longer we wait, the greater risk of permanent cord damage.
Well, I don't know, Trapper. It's pretty risky.
Well, he's willing to take the risk. Well, you want him to accept his paralysis? You're not leveling with me, pal. You're leaving something out. What's going on?
It's just, I'm thinking about Frank Maxwell. If Jennings dies in surgery, Frank gets hit with a murder rap.
You're out of line. In this hospital, we don't evaluate one patient in terms of another, and this patient needs surgery.
Okay, you're so hot on the idea, why don't you operate?
Well, because this one's right up your alley. You know all the tricks. Besides, I haven't done this routine for a while.
Well, you better brush up on it, because I'm not doing it. Not till he's stronger.
Okay. I gave you a big build-up to Jennings. He's expecting you to work on him, but since you refuse, then you can be the one to tell him why.
Denn das werde ich nicht für dich tun, lieber Freund.
Miss Rothbaum, please report to Chief Nurse's office. Miss Gretchen Rothbaum, please report to Chief Nurse's office.
Ah, young Dr. Gates. The John Keats of the knife.
How are you, Mr. Jennings?
Well, being a man of minimal physical courage, I should be shaking in my boots, but oddly enough, I'm not.
Good. Good. Mr. Jennings, I'd like to talk to you.
I feel rather calm and serene, just knowing that you'll be doing the operating.
Yes. Mr. Jennings,
I'm planning to run the high hurdles in the next Olympics, you know.
with your attitude, you'll probably win.
Of course. I pose as a cynic, but actually I'm a closet romantic. I'm looking forward to strolling along North Beach, frightening little children, pinching old ladies, kicking cute little puppy dogs. You won't deprive me of those simple little pleasures, will you?
No. No, I wouldn't do that.
Good. Now, what can I do for you?
For me? Well, nothing. I, just making my morning rounds.
Bis später.
Hallo, Gonzo. Trapper will Sie sprechen im Röntgenraum.
Okay. Tag. Tag, Collins.
Da fällt mir ein, ich kriege noch $5.
Okay.
Für die Abschiedsparty von Dr. Collins.
Wohin geht er?
Er will kosmetische Chirurgie studieren in Genf. Danke.
It's probably just as well that you're not doing this surgery. Gives me a chance to get a little more familiar with this type of thing.
You're putting me on. With all your experience.
You're kidding? With this job of mine, all that paperwork, I can hardly keep up with my own mail. Now, there's the placement of the bullet. The myelogram shows an extradural defect. I was thinking about using a posterior approach.
No, Trap. That's no good. You'd have a heck of a time getting to the bullet. I'd use the anterior approach.
Yeah, well, that's a little unconventional, isn't it?
Trapper, we've been doing that procedure for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, well, I guess I better try and get Harry Titus to...
Titus? I don't think he's ever done one of these. And what's more, he's practically senile.
Yeah, but he's a great guy. I feel nice and comfortable with him. What about the actual removal of the bullet?
You don't know?
Well, it's been a while. You got any ideas?
Okay, look, maybe I better just take this case myself.
No. Not if it's against your principle.
It's against my principles to see a patient mutilated. I'd better get scrubbed up. Okay. Now that you've conned me into this thing, do you want to assist?
Do you trust me?
No. But you're nice and comfortable to have around.
Und ehrlich, hat mich überhaupt nicht beeindruckt. Ich meine, was ist so besonders an einem Typ, der Kaninchen aus seinem Hut zaubert? Klammer. Und Leute verschwinden lässt. Na und? Zange. Also ich kenne einen Typ, der Frauen zersägt. Längst. Das ist beeindruckend. Das Problem ist nur, er ist kein Zauberer. Er ist in der Anspruch.
There it is. That's it. That's a bullet right there.
Hold it, fellas. I'm getting an arrhythmia.
How bad?
Ventricular tachycardia.
All right, give him some lidocaine quick and get a crash cart in here just in case. Clamp.
Dr. Gassel, please call the OR. Staff. Dr. Gassel, call the OR. Staff.
Dr. Gates.
Hi. Mrs. Maxwell, this is Dr. McIntyre, Chief of Surgery. Hello.
Hi. How did it go?
Well, he had a bumpy time in there, but he came through pretty well.
Thank heavens. At least they can't call Frank a murderer. Will Mr. Jennings be all right? I mean, the paralysis.
We won't know for a while, but looks promising.
I hope he's okay. I saw Frank today. I don't know what you said to him, but, well, at least he didn't throw me out of the room this time.
Well, that's progress.
He gave me a message for you. He said to tell you he isn't a liar. That he'll do anything that's necessary to prove it. Hypnosis, psychiatry, anything.
Well, now that's real progress.
Sie werden die seltsame Schlaffheit der Gesichtsmuskeln bemerken. Sie ergibt den Maskeneffekt, Charakteristikum der tiefen hypnotischen Trance.
I think we can begin. Frank, can you hear me? You may speak. Can you hear me? Yes. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and you must answer them honestly. Is that understood? Yes. Good. Now, I want you to think back to last Monday morning and tell me what happened to you at the hospital. I was fired. And after that? I walk out of the building, the parking lot. There is a security guard standing near my car. Just standing there. All right. You're in the parking lot. What are you doing? I take my keys out of my pocket and the guard. And what about the guard? Wait a minute. Calm. Charlie. Charlie. Calm.
All over the place. Charlie. He's everywhere. All over. All around. Oh, God. I don't want to die. I don't want to die in this place. His gun. Get his gun. I'll waste them all. Down. Hit the dirt, all of you. Hit the dirt, I said. Stay down. Nobody moves. Nobody. Where the hell are the choppers? You think I'm gonna die in this hole? No. No. I don't want to die. Not here. Not here.
Here. Mr. Jennings. Mr. Jennings? Mr. Jennings?
Huh? What? Am I alive? What does this represent? Eternal punishment for my sins.
You're very much alive. How do you feel?
I'm not sure. How do I feel?
Oh, let's find out. Can you move your right leg? Try. Try harder. Well, I guess I was wrong. You're not alive at all. See you in the mortuary.
Wait.
Come on, you can do it. Try harder. Oh, yeah. Come on, Daniel, you can do it. You can do it. Move it. That's it. That's the way. A little more. Much better. Congratulations.
Admit it, Doctor. You removed more than that bullet. You deliberately and insidiously removed my desire to drag you into court.
You just can't trust anybody these days, can you?
Look, Frank, there's nothing to worry about. They're just going to take you downtown and book you and release you on bail.
The whole thing's a waste of time. That post-combat stuff and that psychiatric baloney. I couldn't even hold him for double parking.
Then why take him at all?
Good question. I make the arrest, that head shrinker presents his evidence, and the case is thrown out of court. It's a great life.
Well, I'll tell you something. It's looking better all the time. Thanks a lot, guys, for everything. See you around.
Take care.
Wait! I want to go with him.
Why not? You're his wife, ain't you? Come on.
Is Frank arranged for psychotherapy?
Yeah, as soon as he's out on bail.
Hi, fellas.
Speaking of psychotherapy.
Gates, my friend, I've been reconsidering your offer. You know, to take over the vice presidency of my corporation. Now, I think with a little work, we could polish up your corporate image and...
Pardon me. I was told that one of you gentlemen is Dr. Riverside.
I'm Stanley Riverside II.
President of Stanley Riverside Medical Corporation.
Yes and no.
Securities and Exchange Commission, Doctor. May I speak to you for a moment?
Securities and Exchange?
Yes, sir. There are certain irregularities in your corporate structure I'd like to discuss with you. Privately.
Not so much for my corporate image. Now listen, I still got some of that Bordeaux left.
Yeah, shame to let it go to waste.
I think we should save a glass for Stanley.
You'll need it.